Welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
And I'm lost. No, I'm zombie. How we doing tonight?
We're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
So, welcome back to another episode of ADHD Theater where we don't know what we're doing either. Figure Frame Studio. How you doing?
And we got
my Mom.
And Woody.
Woody, how we doing?
How's it going?
Oh, man. Another week down.
Yep.
God, January's already over. Can you believe it?
No, I can't.
It's like it was just New Year's. What happened?
Uh-huh. Oh, well. It is what it is.
I woke up from a nap and tomorrow's February.
Yep, just about.
Ugh.
Let's see. Says, I'm hungry. Maybe I should go buy some popcorn and Raisinets. There you go. That's good popcorn movie theater snacks.
Yeah. I was just about to say the same thing. Appropriate movie snacks.
Yeah.
This is our movie show, so why not?
Oh boy. So
speaking of popcorn, before we hop into something here, I saw something in the store that I forgot existed the other day. So I'm out picking up, a few necessities or whatever, and of course my wife comes up with some impossible snack that I can't find right now. So she sends me on a wild goose chase for banana flavored moon pies. So
yeah.
So if you don't know what a moon pie is, it's basically soft cookie sandwich type thing with marshmallow filling, and usually they're chocolate. So they come in chocolate variety. There's a strawberry where it's coated in strawberry. There's banana, and then I saw one that was blueberry, which was wild. And I'm like, okay, I get it. It said once in a blue moon. I'm like, aha, okay, funny. Yeah, I didn't get that though. She sent me for the banana ones.
Yeah.
So let me explain why they are impossible to find right now, because it is Mardi Gras season here. It's about to kick off in a few days. And one of the things that they like throwing from the floats are moon pies. So there's you can't get them, in the store. So I went at the ass crack of dawn one day and I found some for her. So
I've never heard of blueberry or strawberry. I don't think I've ever heard of strawberry flavored ones.
Yep. No. So she loves the banana flavored ones. Oh, there you go. Must be a mom thing. I don't know.
I don't even know that. I remember there being so yeah, I do remember them being chocolate, but I remember the banana ones most. Those are the ones we normally had.
Here's a fun fact: the banana flavoring that they use to flavor stuff like that, whether it's candy or like the moon pies or anything that's banana flavored, they don't use the bananas that everybody's used to seeing, the bigger bananas or whatever. It's those short little ones that they derive that banana flavoring from. That's why it never really tastes like what you used to when you eat like a normal banana that we think of as normal variety for us.
Yeah.
It's actually the other species of banana or whatever. So I thought that was, that was interesting. Like, that's why it don't taste the same.
This was saying that there's also salted caramel ones.
Oh, that's
a new one. I've never heard of those.
I haven't seen those. No.
And of course, she mentions the strawberry ones are good. I don't know. I don't know if I've seen them and just blocked it out of my mind, or because yeah.
I'm a bit of a traditionalist. If I'm going to enjoy a moon pie, it's going to be the chocolate one, but it's got to be like the double decker, like the one that's like almost the size of my head. Like, okay, that's the one that I want. That's oh,
Hey, Pops. How's it going?
welcome back, Pops.
Welcome back to Facebook, too.
Yeah.
He just got unbanned from Facebook. We don't shop Amazon, obviously. No. Why would I do that? Are there moon pies galore on Amazon?
You're right. I don't shop Amazon, and it shows.
Yeah, I don't have the privilege of shopping Amazon because I don't have money, and it's even more dangerous when you're shopping Amazon because it's like, oh, hey, yeah, no, it's not like, oh, geez, I'm standing in the store and there's something here that I want to buy. Oh, but I don't have money. On Amazon, it's just like even more like impulse buy. Just like, oh, oops, I accidentally hit buy. No, I can't have that happen.
Oops, I accidentally ordered 100.
I typed the 0 too many times.
Yeah, no. Anyway, tangent.
Yeah. So I don't know. So what you been watching other than the movies that we had to watch?
I've been watching time slip away is what I've been watching.
Yeah, I hear that.
So a lot of nada.
Yeah. I just finished up Longmire. And of course we watched our normal weekly shows that we watch, which is like High Potential, Will Trent, and Rookie. Right now, haven't busted into The Diplomat or any of the other shows. We did finish up, I think. What was it? Mayor of Kingstown last week. So Jessica will be happy to hear that I finished watching her dude kick butt on his show. And who wants to even do that? I don't know. Although I will say that that one really strong looking girl. Yeah, that's impressive. A little scary, but impressive.
I have
nonetheless.
no idea what you're talking about. So
think Cara Dune, only goth Cara Dune. So she's like big, muscly, and just beats face, so to speak. But anyway, you want to talk about what you were wanting to talk about? Yes, Ray Ripley, whatever her name is. I don't follow that too closely, so
I don't watch wrestling,
right
so
at all.
I have no clue. That's way over my head. Yeah, no. So I wanna touch back on our good friends with Omega Level Comics. I've kind of slacked off a little bit, but I'm gonna keep hammering home. If you want to help support small business, you'll find no better person to deal with than Travis Hodhard that runs Omega Level Toys and Comics. He is an official retailer of the Four Horsemen products. He's still got everything in stock, even the Slog character, the High Warden Slog from Cosmic Legions. I had one in my hand. He still has one. So, yeah, I thought he had sold out of all those, but I guess he found one in the back or something. And
nice.
Yeah, I held it in my hand, and I'm going, I thought he sold out of these.
Right.
So there's still one. But yeah, no, his website is omegaleveltoys.bigcartel.com. And I'm actually going to share with you the website so you can see what it looks like. That's the homepage there when you click on it. So it's not just, Mythic Legions and Cosmic Legions and stuff. he's got other products as well, but I'm specifically going to talk to you about especially this retailer appreciation wave here. So these figures are not offered from the Four Horsemen themselves, only through their approved retailers. And he's got these in stock, ready to go. If you celebrate the Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, that's coming up. Or actually, no, that happened. That happened. So,
Yeah.
that was Wednesday, I think. Oh,
Right.
look,
Yeah.
see, my whole
Already slipped
timetable's all
away.
screwed up. Yep. No. So, yeah, no. Here's the Golden Sun Wukong Monkey King variant.
Nice.
Really cool figure. Comes with just a ton of stuff, lots of character. This one here is a bit relevant to our show, especially tonight, is the Mask of the Red Death. This is the recolored red version with the black robes. Awesome, awesome figure. You get everything that you see there with him. I've actually got one in hand here. Let's see. So he's really, really cool. All of the soft goods here are wired, so they're fully posable. Just to kind of show the color of this guy here. It's red skinned and he's got some really great black wash.
Nice.
And he's got, his mouth is a little bit articulated there. And there's a hideous little surprise under that mask that I'm not going to show you. If you want to know what's under that mask, you're going to have to go get one. But yeah, no, it's really great. Fully posable figure. The box is a mirror image of the original one that came with the red robes and the black body. So all of the colors have been pretty much reversed.
Yeah, flopped
on the package. And I love that. It's such a cool little, because basically it's the same thing with the figure,
Yeah.
They reversed all the colors for it except for the mask itself. But here's that awesome giant grandfather clock.
I love that thing.
Yeah, and it's a 3-dimensional piece, It's not just like a cardboard cutout thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a plastic, cool sculpted piece,
Yeah.
And it comes with the, extra set of hands. Here's the blood effect that goes underneath that clock, and the base here that the clock sits on. It's got these cool little feet.
Oh wow!
It comes with the dagger. Important to the story. Another set of extra hands. There is a topper here that's a raven. It might be a little hard to make out there.
Yeah, I see it.
That fits on top of the clock if you want to put like a raven motif on top of it. Because so Mask of the Red Death is an Edgar Allan Poe story, and it even comes with a copy of the story. So it comes with this cool little booklet, and this one comes in a resealable bag, and it has the full story in it. And there's a cool art of that clock topper with that crow on it, raven, But yeah, no, it gives you a little bit of details on, who worked on what with the figure. But the whole short story is in here.
Nice.
Really great artwork with it. So yeah, really, really cool stuff here. There's just a ton. You get your bang for your buck with that one. But yeah, go to Omega Level Toys and Comics. Help support a local small business. Well, it might not be local. Let me rephrase that. Help support a small business. He's local to me, not local.
He's local to somebody.
It's local to me, yes. So that's why I can kind of keep up with what he's got in stock or whatever.
Yeah.
But I helped him move some of his stuff today. But yeah, and then you've got Ghost of Jacob Marley there. There's one of the really cool Cosmic Legion figures. So he's got some really cool stuff. There's really something for everybody. There's all kinds of sci-fi stuff. There's some horror stuff.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of that horror
I see like
right there.
5 or 6 things that I need right now, and it's frustrating.
Yeah. So you can shop by category also. He's got some wrestling stuff for you wrestling fans out there. Major Bendies. He's got some exclusives in those too. Those are really hot. So he does Whatnot shows too, and he's even got one of those exclusives is a brand exclusive, so it has his Omega Level Toys and Comics logo on the packaging itself. It's not a sticker; it was printed there.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, no, go check him out. There's a lot of stuff here at his website. So it's not just Legion stuff. He's got some other stuff. That's just kind of, what he's featuring here on his homepage.
Yeah.
So go check him out. Go pick some stuff up. Tell him Zombie sent you. So that way he knows, hey, at least we're talking about him. He told me, you guys out there watching us, you came and supported him a few months ago. He ran a really cool sale a couple of months back, Black Friday deal, and some people. He said, "Hey, there's people that was from your show,
Nice.
So, hey, thanks for showing up and supporting those that did. Those that haven't yet, trust me, you're not gonna regret that. If you're any collectible thing or whatever, and you get some of this stuff, they'll knock your socks off. They're fabulous products, and who better to buy it from than Omega Level Toys and Comics.
Yep, that's right. Oh boy. Well, so speaking of that, we also have a returning sponsor for our show, The Madness, for the third year in a row, and I'm gonna play her trailer real quick. Awesome stuff. And thank you again. Thank you again. This helps us continue to do the show. And, it doesn't hurt our pocketbooks as much. So appreciate that.
Yeah.
So checking in here in the comments, and Jessica says, I haven't had time to watch anything with all my grandma's doctor appointments. I hope she is on the mend and will continue to improve for sure. And hey, Road Pig John, how's it going? Oh boy, I'm working with. This is relevant to Road Pig. He's commented a bunch of times on our YouTube, like suggesting different ways and different things to get Brian Flynn back on the show, and I've been talking to him, and so we are working on it, and we're close to getting him back on. So haven't made the connection with you had suggested another person's name, and I'm forgetting it right now off the top of my head, but haven't made the connection with him yet, but we are getting close with Brian Flynn, so he'll be back on the show at some point soon. So
got to sync up our schedules.
Yeah, which is pretty much impossible with Zombie's schedule. But it is what it is.
Constantly in flux. I never know what I'm walking into.
Yeah, for sure.
Imagine waking up, feet hitting the floor, going, all right, what's going to happen today? Yeah, I don't know. Do you know? Tell me.
Yeah, for real. So I suppose we should get into the movies. So I'm going to tell you right now, last night I had an interesting experience. I ultimately, there was a whole bunch of drama and backstory behind this, but ultimately, I ended up watching Arcadian last night live on the Madness channel on a platform called Pilled. So I had originally watched it last night with Pops and there were a few other people there that were in attendance, but
oh, watch what you say. You're gonna make Pops pop in.
hey, that's fine. I'm sure I figured he'd pop in eventually at some point, just to pop in to give his rating if nothing else. But so I guess the story is, so I watched it last night, and it was funny. It was fun. We were having a good time and all that. But I sat down and I'm like, I can't remember what happened in the movie. Because I mean, between us joking around and stuff like that, and I was like, huh, I'm why did they do that? I don't remember. So I had to go back and rewatch it.
This is definitely one of those movies where you kind of have to pay attention when you're watching it, because shit gets weird.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah,
and that weirdness doesn't come from Nicolas Cage, surprisingly. So he actually played a well-grounded character in this movie.
And that movie is Arcadian. And so naturally, of course, we're introduced to Nick Cage, and you see him, and so it's basically him and his two sons that are in an end of the world type situation, and they have to defend against the remnants of whatever's out there. And they never quite tell you or explain what it is. I didn't catch that if and I've watched it twice now. Did you catch anything like that?
No, they were very vague about it. Like, there's this little game that people play in this type of aftermath apocalyptic situation where it's guess the end of the world in 10 seconds or whatever. So you got everybody saying what they think happened, or making up what they think happened, and it's like a children's game, because you see the two young characters playing that game, but I don't think anybody really knows. So obviously the creatures in the film, they can tunnel and burrow, so maybe they came from deep underground or whatever, so it's kind of one of those situations. You don't really know. It's like, it was like a combination of like an human extinction movie and zombie apocalypse without the zombies. But you get into the story, it's in full swing, and they never explain how it started. It's just, it's kind of
they literally just threw you into the mess of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, we get a sneak peek of, like, close to, like, not even really the beginning, but like maybe the beginning of the fall of society, where people are fighting. They just never show what they're fighting against. There's, like, the scene where in the beginning where you see Nick Cage, he's just kind of, he's walking by himself or whatever, and he's trying to get somewhere, but then off in the distance there's people firing guns, and there's fires going off, and something happening way over there, and he's trying not to have any of that noise, so he kind of goes the other way. And then
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. So that's kind of close to the beginning of the movie, but then we see where he was going to, and there's these two infants that maybe he found. Maybe they're not his biological children,
right?
Maybe he found them along the way in his journeys or whatever. One's obviously younger than the other, Maybe they're not even related to each other, the two infants. So who knows in this situation? That was never even really explained, because when we first see Nick Cage's character, he's walking alone. Like, he's alone.
Yep.
And then next thing we know, we see him and he's holding these two babies. Like, one of them's a toddler and one of them's like a baby.
Yeah.
So
just walks up to him. They were like hidden away. Like he had either had hid them away, or he stumbled upon them in his scavenging type, because that's what I kind of thought it was. He was scavenging and then had set down his kids and picked them back up. But the synopsis says his two sons.
Well, right, but still, in a situation like that, it's the end of the world, and you come across these two babies. Are you going to leave these two babies obviously to die, or are you going to try and care for them as long as you can? They just happen to live to near adulthood when we're reintroduced to them in the snap of a finger. So
they really did. They jumped the well, I almost said jump the shark. That's not what I mean. They just snapped their fingers and said 15 years later, transition, boom.
Yeah.
And it's like that 15 years could have been a really interesting time for this little family unit, so to speak, because there's going to be people either explaining, he's going to have to explain to them this is what's going on, or either that or he's already holed up inside that house or something. So it would have been interesting.
And there's obviously, something not right. Like we get that feeling, okay, we see, Nick Cage's character and then, another young man in a house with him, and they're going around and shutting all the windows, and there's markings on the wall, and they're looking at the shadows on the wall, and he's looking out off, to the horizon like he's waiting for somebody, and it's the other boy, and he's running back home, and he's getting fussed at because he's late. So they're obviously trying to get in before sundown. So immediately you're like, oh, vampires, they're
right.
You got to get home before the sun goes down, but it's not vampires. They never really get into what's out there. It's just, hey, they come out at night. You got to get in. We got to lock up and secure this place.
Yeah, so they do that, but oh man. And of course that kid who was getting fussed at, he was off flirting with a girl.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like they don't reveal that right away though, but immediately he's talking about going to this other farm, and he's like, okay, I see. There's a girl involved with that. That's why he's like, I got to get back there. I got to get back there.
Yeah, he's chasing the tail.
Yeah, so there's a girl he's interested at this other farm that's, a good distance away. It's not like you could just look out the window and see them.
Right.
He's got to go, over the river and through the woods to get to this.
To grandma's house it goes.
Right. So yeah, that's why the older brother's like, yeah, no, I want to go to this other place. Like there's something there that's, and he keeps saying, well, I didn't finish, the work I promised to them, and all.
Yeah.
Any excuse that he can use.
Excuse. It's like, look, if you had put half as much work into their house and supplies as you did for us, like we would be better off in this situation. Like,
yeah.
But no, he's putting all of his effort over there at this other place, which this other place, by the way, mind you, has several staff members. And I say staff members because they're not family, and they definitely answer to these other people. So they're like farmhand that are an extension to they're like either they were sheep tenders, because they I immediately thought of chicken tenders, but no. They're raising sheep, so they're shepherds. That's the word I'm looking for. So they're apparently shepherds that have just extended their I don't want to say influence, but extended their stay, so to speak. So they're continuing to work with the family.
Yeah.
But
they seemed a lot better off too.
security. Yeah,
They
definitely.
they had, a well for running water,
Yeah.
and of course they had a surplus of sheep, so they had a source of food, meat and all that kind of stuff. Whereas our guy and his two boys are scrounging and scavenging and staying in this house that I mean, obviously they've been in this house for a while. So yeah, it was interesting. And then the younger brother he's real book smart, so he's real well read. They have like a garage, and he's trying to rebuild this 4-wheeler and get it running and everything. And he succeeds. He's like really, mechanically inclined, clever that way. And so when he does that, and the dad comes, and he's having trouble, of course, the dad switches, a relay on it or whatever, and it starts right up because the kid was having trouble with it. So it was like immediately the next day he sends his two boys out on, a scavenging thing or whatever in this
vehicle.
In this,
they kept calling it a truck.
Yeah, so it wasn't really a truck. It was a 4-wheeler, but it was untested. They just got it running, and he's going to send his boys way the hell out to the shoreline.
I think it was. Stuff. I think there was more time that passed there. They just
maybe
because
I don't know.
Had to teach him how to drive,
right?
So
it felt short though. Like
it really did. It really did.
I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have sent my two boys out like that far with that thing.
Yeah.
And of course they've got to pass by where the older brother knows, a pathway to get to the other farm, to get to this girl that he wants to see.
Yeah.
So he gets into an argument with his younger brother, and they split off. And of course the younger brother gets in trouble, and it starts getting late. And the older brother knows that it's getting late. And so he's hauling ass, and he's trying to jump over this little ravine, and he's done it 100 times, but this time he slipped and hit his head and falls down the ravine. So he doesn't make it back home. And the younger brother has to explain to dad what happened. And he tells, his younger son, secure the house. You're going to have to do it by yourself. I got to go out and get your brother. Miraculously tracks him down.
Right. Well, and not to mention, the younger boy continues on and does the scavenging down by the docks that the dad had wanted him to do, both of them to do. And so he successfully did that. And you're thinking like, oh boy, what's going to happen now? That thing's going to break down and all this stuff.
And it does, which leads up to all of that crap.
Yeah. and Pops called it last night. He was just like, yep, it's going to break down.
Yeah.
It was a little predictable. It's like, obviously it was going to break down, but, and yeah, we lost our Rumble connection. Oh well. But, yeah, he was a freaking genius.
Yeah. No, he was smart, because not only was he working on that vehicle, he was working on a trap. So while his father was away trying to rescue his older brother, he had set a trap for these things that we haven't seen yet. We've only heard. And these creatures, they're strange. Like
extremely.
They can morph part of their bodies. They kind of have two faces on their heads. It's really weird. And they can extend some of their fingernail type of things, because he purposely, at the time you don't know it, but he purposely leaves like one of the peepholes in the doors that's secured, unsecured just enough to where the creatures, because they're getting smart, they're trying to explore ways to get in, so it like pushes the little peephole door thing in, and the hole in it is freaking huge, so you see like this thing just extend through the hole, like you're seeing it like not from the boys'
side
angle.
view,
It's like from like a corner of the room or whatever. You're like, what the hell is
I know,
that?
and I'm squinting trying to make it out. It's like, what the heck?
And then like it unfolds and there's like this hand and then it starts stretching out and then like a fingernail comes off of it and it starts stretching out and you're going,
Right.
what the hell are these things? You know,
Right.
it's crazy.
It's like
Meanwhile,
already eliminates every zombie / mythical creature that you could think of, at least that I know of.
And they're bizarre. It's like you can't get a bead on what these things really look like because they like contort their bodies and make themselves look different. It's really, really strange. Like they can kind of stand like a human and they've almost got like a human face. It looks like it's grinning like on top of their head. And then like they'll extend their head out and it's like this big horse mouth thing with big ass teeth in it. It's a bizarre creature design through the whole movie too, because like when the father catches up with the older son, they're like he you know finds a way down in that ravine and everything, and the son he's you know trying to feel his way around in the dark with their spark thing to light fires with and everything, and he comes across like it almost looks like a human hand in that shot, but then later we see them again and it's almost like a hoof with big claws on it. So they're really bizarre creatures. Yeah, you have to see it to almost
to really
believe it. It's
understand like, what we're talking about.
There's no possible way that we can describe what these things look like. It's indescribable because they change.
They do. I mean, because one of them talks about you know a story about the wolf family and how everyone has a wolf counterpart and all this stuff, and so they do sort of look kind of furry, like weird spikes coming off of them,
right?
So they resemble it in like a really shaggy almost sort of way, but at the same time it doesn't. And then, of course, the best part, and I agree with Pops, they have these weird epileptic mouths. They like will open their mouth and go,
yeah, it's like it makes like this this clapping, banging sound, and it's really rapid.
Yeah,
and it like stuns. You can see it. You know, whenever they point that mouth at somebody and they do that, the person's like stunned just from the sound waves, you know, or the force of the jaws clamping. Did you freeze up? Okay, I thought you froze up.
He says you do not have to see it, but you're going to want to.
Yeah. So I knew nothing about this movie going into it. So when you said the name of it, I'd never even heard of this movie. So I didn't look anything up. I put everybody to bed one night and I was like, you know, I'm kind of tired, but I'm going to look into this movie. So I got through most of it before I was like, okay, I'll have to come back and finish it because I'm going to fall asleep and I don't want to miss it, you know, because I got invested. I was like, what the hell is going to happen next? This is crazy.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, it was one of those movies that I had seen advertised, and it was like way back when it was coming out in theaters, and I'm like, oh, okay, that looks, well, not, maybe it wasn't theaters, it was an advertisement because it debuted on Shudder, which is horror Hulu, essentially. And
horror Hulu.
Right.
Say that 5 times fast.
Right. So so anyway, that's I was like, oh, okay, that sounds interesting. And then of course I didn't see it ever hit theaters, but like I said, I don't really go to the movie theater anyway.
I don't think it was in theaters. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I
don't know.
I still haven't looked anything up. Like I almost looked up the creatures, like if I could find some type of art for it or whatever, just so that we could bring it on screen. And I thought, no. Let the audience go and watch this movie.
Right. Because it really is weird.
Yeah, it is really weird. But I mean, it's got a good story to it, so it's got some good things going for it, you know.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like a coming of age story because at one point the father Nicolas Cage gets injured or holed up and can't help the kids. So now the kids have to step up and try to figure out what to do next because these creatures are closing in
Right.
and everything's going to shit in the handbasket basically, and it's just like I don't know what to do. But still,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. So it's definitely it hits all those points that you want in a good movie. And
mhm.
if you like that, you know, post-apocalyptic type of storyline, this is definitely for you. This is within your wheelhouse. You'll enjoy this movie.
Yeah. And yes, he points out that Nick got paid to lay in bed for half a movie. Well,
I mean, well, wouldn't you?
I mean, I would want to lay in bed. I just had my arm exploded off and his face was all messed up.
Yeah,
So,
that was a little shocking to me how that happened. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I'd have probably tried to find a better way to do what he did. I get why he did what he did. You
Hmm.
know, stressful situation. You caught between a rock and a hard place. So no, I get why he did it, but I would have probably thought of another way, another method of detonating what he
Right.
did. And that's all I'm going to say because
Yeah.
you're going to have to watch it to find out everything. Like, there's so much that happens in this movie, and it happens quick.
Yeah.
This isn't even all of it that we're talking about here.
Yeah. No, we're just scratching the surface. And I'm very much a stickler about just coming out and spoiling the ending and all that stuff. I'm not a big fan of things like that. So, um, it is, we're just scraping along the surface of the details of this movie because there really is so much more. I don't know. It's almost feels like there's no plot, and then at the same time there is a plot. I mean, because I get where people are like Pops was one that he didn't like it very much. He rated it as a 1, and so he didn't like it very much. So I get that, but at the same time, if you look at it a different way, it feels like there's like you said, all the notes of a movie that's end of the world type, all the stepping stones along the way. So it
Oh yeah,
seems like it's a legit interesting movie.
I don't bring that comment up on the screen because that's kind of spoilerish. But I agree. I agree with what you're saying there. You know, I also agree that you kind of see things where they're going to head. You know, you can kind of guess where it's going to go.
Yeah,
Once certain things get revealed, you can kind of predict what's going to happen.
for sure.
But there's a lot of movies out there that are like that. You know, that doesn't necessarily make them bad movies because you
Right.
still get to watch it kind of unfold and see how things transpire.
Yep.
Um, but you know, it all depends on how you want to view something like this. Like
Hmm.
I can understand why somebody might not like the kind of movie this is because they see everything coming. Like I knew what was going to happen by the end of this movie as soon as they started revealing certain things, but I still wanted to see how it was going to happen.
Yeah, for
Like
sure.
the big farm with the girl that our boys obsessed with. I knew that place was going to fall.
Oh
Anybody
yeah.
could see that coming. It's just too big and it's too well set up, and everybody's so relaxed. It's like, yeah, this place ain't gonna last.
Mm-mm.
That's no surprise to anybody.
Well, also not to mention about halfway through the movie, the dude comments that they say they never see them around.
Oh yeah, right.
And it's just like, "Oh, yeah, okay.
As big
Uh-huh.
as you are,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Like
Sure."
maybe the head family that stays there never gets to see them because, like you said, their militant
Cushy.
security force is out,
The
shooting
ones
them
having to deal with it.
right. Yeah, no, that family was too soft. I saw that coming a mile away too.
Yeah.
So I agree with what you're getting at, Pops. I'm not disagreeing at all, but I still enjoyed watching it happen.
Yeah.
And what does that say about me? How twisted does that make me? You know?
Well, how twisted is it that I would probably be more like the leave the child be. That we can't have that burden on us as we traverse this world. I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. You want to believe that you would do the right thing, but at the same time, like your writer brain, it tells you like clearly this is where everything goes wrong for these people. Don't do it. You know? Just matter of how it unfolds. So
Right.
which is very much like this movie. It's was very interesting to see how it unfolded, and like I said, I had to watch it a second time because I just could not figure out exactly everything that was going on. My brain couldn't handle it all. So, but yeah, so let's rate it. Where is the rating sticker? All right, Zombie. Okay, so first of all, Pops rated it as a 1. Enraging, wholly deficient, and shameful.
Oh, I need to introduce you to the uninvited, Pops.
Right.
Maybe you'll view this movie in a different light after being put through that.
Right.
I'm gonna kind of go middle of the road with it. I'm gonna say a 3 because like Pop said, you kind of know where the movie's gonna go. You're not sure how it's gonna happen, but you know it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna stay middle of the road here with 3.
Yeah, I mean, and those. Okay, first of all,
Okay, no.
not only were those creatures as weird and messed up as we described, they could roll in a ball and roll, like turn into this like wheel and start rolling after people.
Yeah, they did the critter roll.
Right. And it's like, what the heck is going on? It's like, where do you shoot? It's just turned into a big roll of things. It's like, wait, what? So I don't know. That to me, it's not eye-opening or anything, but I would say it's a 3. It was good. Well, maybe, yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking a 3. 2.5 to 3, I think. So mixed feelings, flawed but worthy, moderately insightful, but it's also good, interesting concept, execution, eye-opening. Yeah, I'd say it's something like that. Something like that. All right, we've got.
So I want to know what he means by that is a 5. 0.5. Okay, 1.5. I see.
Okay, maybe a 1.5.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. And yeah, I agree with him. The next one, creatures were the best part of the movie. Yeah. They were just so weird, but that's what made them cool.
Right. And that's definitely what made this movie cool, because unfortunately, Nick Cage did not get to shine as. It was almost like a passing of the torch. Like,
I don't know. I like that his crazy didn't come out. Like his character needed to be portrayed as grounded, and I think he did that. I think he did.
I definitely think that is what. I definitely believe that he needed to be grounded and not over the top.
If he was his typical Nick Cage self, he'd be the one out there waving the giant torches, throwing gasoline on the creatures and
Yeah.
Going after them. Which I mean, he kind of did. He kind of did at one point. You see him. I mean, he can handle himself against those creatures. Okay.
Yeah.
And he does. He does to a degree.
Yeah.
But there's only so much you can do in a situation like that until it catches up.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that he says that sounds like one I want to see. Yeah. Like I said, it's interesting, and I think it as much as we talked about it just now, it still only scratched the surface of plot and all that stuff goes, and it's worth a watch to see how it unfolds, at least for yourself.
And you gotta see the creatures. The creatures, like,
for sure,
they're crazy. It's crazy.
They are.
As soon as you think you have a bead on, okay, they that's the way they look. It's like, oh no, just wait.
And then the next scene, they're different.
Yeah, like that's not even his final form. Okay,
right. But wait, there's more. Oh,
it's wild.
Yeah.
I mean, all the way up to the last time you see them, they're changing. It's crazy. It's madness.
It's okay, so it's the uninvited Pops.
So it's not no. It's uninvited. Drop the V.
Oh, okay. It's just uninvited.
From I'd have to list like 1980 something or another, because there's a lot of movies out there titled The Uninvited, and you find one with a cat on it and a boat, that's the one.
Right.
I still can't believe I'm telling people to go watch that movie.
He says it's a weird movie. You have to decide for yourself. Yeah, it is. It is a weird movie. But yeah, so anyway, we rated it, and it's probably time to talk about Alien Romulus.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Alien movies in general, actually?
So the franchise as a whole.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They've went in certain directions and then kind of tried to backpedal and go, okay, well, that didn't work. We were just kind of messing around. It's a fun side story. Here's really what we want to do with it. And then it's like people have an adverse reaction to that. And then it's, okay, well, that's not really okay. Well, we're going to go this third route. Maybe people will like this one. It's, I don't know. I want to like this franchise.
It passes hands several times.
I know. And so everybody's got a different
time it passes
vision.
to a new set of hands, they take it in a different direction.
Right. Like the first two movies are the best in the franchise by far. The Alien and then Aliens. It's like you could stop after that. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to watch the other stuff. This latest one, the only contribution that's positive to the franchise as a whole that this movie added was we got to see like the discarded husk from the chest burster that came out of the one guy. Like I don't think we'd seen that before. Maybe I'm wrong. Look, it's been a long time since I've seen all of the movies, but it was like showcased a little bit. So we got to see that part of so the little xenomorph after it bursts from a chest from somebody's, we usually get a glimpse of it and then it runs off, and then the next time we see it, it's the big, black banana head alien. So we don't get to see kind of that in between stage. So the fact that it would shed like a husk and come out through its metamorphosis or whatever. But other than that, I didn't enjoy this movie at all.
Really?
So I'm going to be honest with you. I will be perfectly honest with you here. I'd watched this movie maybe a month ago.
Oh,
I
really?
I did not want to rewatch it. So I didn't rewatch it. So forgive me if I'm blanking on a lot of it. I really did not want to try and make the time to go and rewatch the movie because I did not enjoy it.
Huh.
So I understand how they tried to set it up. you know, the corporation is still trying to hunt this, you know, species down because of the reports that were sent in and all that stuff. I get that they found the original alien from the first movie that Ripley shot out of you know, the fucking spaceship, the airlock or whatever.
Yeah.
And it had encased itself in a chrysalis to cope with the harsh environment of, you know, space or whatever. I get that. What I don't get is I even get the it waking up after they retrieved it and coming out of its cocoon state.
Yeah.
And killing everybody on board of the vessel that it was on. I get all that. You know, I totally accept that. What I don't accept is where the fuck did all the face huggers come from? How did they have that many? Where did they find those? If they were looking for that specific alien out there and found it, where the hell did all the fucking face huggers come from?
Huh. Well, yeah.
I don't get it. They were all in cryo. They all had them in cryostasis. So I mean, they had hundreds of the damn things.
Right.
Where the hell did they all come from? I don't get that.
It's been a while since I've seen the movie, but I don't know. Like,
don't tell me that Big Chap created them and all that shit, because you know it was established that there's a queen, and the queen lays the eggs, and that's where the face huggers come from, from the eggs from the queen. So whatever. If they found all those fucking face huggers, why did they need the original alien? They could just take prisoners or whatever and you know, subject them to that, and then they've got an alien. They don't need the original one.
Yeah.
It was almost like this movie was just made as like, and I don't even know. I can't. There's nothing I can describe it to. You know,
I want to say it was like a bridge.
It was a waste of time. It was a waste of time, to be honest with you. That's how I felt about it. Like, I enjoyed Arcadian more than I did this movie, and this movie had a much bigger budget, and it's from a well-known, you know, franchise, and I don't know. I'm ranting. I did not enjoy this movie.
All right, so I'm gonna. This is the first time I'm actually opposed, opposite of you.
Maybe you can convince me to change my mind. So let's hear your side of it.
Well, I actually enjoyed it, and I do believe that this is almost like a soft reboot for the franchise, because now Disney owns it, and they are going to try to do that whole alien world or alien whatever, the new alien franchise thing that they're going to push, and it's going to be on Hulu. Yeah, Alien World or something. I'm not sure what it is, but
Alien Earth.
Yeah, Alien Earth.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what they're trying to do, because I felt like it captured a lot of the it felt like it was ripping off of the original one with River and then Ripley. You know, like, it felt very, is it River? Whatever her name is. Whatever that other girl's name is that was in this movie, I was seeing a lot of parallels to Ripley in the first one. And it was like, okay, I can see where that was inspired by that. And I think it's all just to reintroduce it to this new audience. And I'm hoping they do something with it and not ruin it. But
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about the face huggers and all that. Because it's been a long time, and it feels I'm getting movies mixed up. the order of them and all that. I mean, I love the franchise as a whole, but yeah. I thought the thing that I thought was cool was that chick who injected herself with the supposed cure-all serum.
Oh yeah.
And then she crapped out a kid. She was pregnant. It infected her, then infected the fetus, and then she crapped it out. And then the thing hatches and starts coming out as like this weird alien type thing. It unfolds and there's a baby inside.
Yeah.
But then the baby crawls out, and starts skittering around everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, what the heck is up with that?
It was very reminiscent of Alien Resurrection, where Ripley's genes got crossed with the Queen's genes, and they had that weird human alien hybrid thing that the Queen alien gave birth to.
Oh yeah, I barely remember that.
Yeah, it was very reminiscent of that. That's what that really reminded me a lot of. They were very similar. Very similar.
Okay, well that makes sense.
There's a lot of, if you watch this movie, if you've seen all the other Alien movies before this, there's a lot of little Easter eggs and nods back to the other films, especially with the synthetic that they find, who's been ripped in half. Yeah. He's a copy of the one from the very first movie.
Right.
So that's kind of a nod back to the very first movie. They're finding that very first alien, that they had to deal with on that ship and all of that.
Yeah.
Another thing that bugged me was the one girl's brother, who was a synth, and it was almost like he was an autistic robot, like part of his programming was missing or whatever.
Yeah. His father found him, rebuilt him, gave him a new initiative.
Right. And so, and then it was only until she took that chip out of the one synthetic's head and put it into his to try and gain access to other parts of the ship that he like rebooted and then instantly became like, a corporate stooge at that point that put the corporate's wants in front of, what he used to do which was protect her and all that kind of shit. So my question is, why would he need, a chip to be installed to do that if these are such advanced robotics and the systems out there and they keep tabs on everybody? I mean, we have Wi-Fi connections. We connect devices through wireless waves and shit. Like, they could have done that to him at any point. That's another thing that bothered me. It's like, why? Well, that's like putting a floppy disk into a damn computer at this point.
Well, I mean, it is. They're trying to broadcast. They can't possibly broadcast a strong enough wave to reach him all the way out wherever he was.
I don't know, because that corporation still had a presence there on that world. Like, they had that world locked down, because they had to go about backwards ways to, get a ship to launch to go on this, recovery scavenging mission for the pods and all that stuff. Hey, hope you're doing all right out there with those fires. I really hope they've got that stuff under control. So stay safe.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so they were going on, the reclamation mission for the pods, so they get the hell out of Dodge, and all that shit. Like, they had that place pretty locked down, if you ask me.
Yeah, but I don't believe that there was ever really I don't know. It felt logical to me. Like, okay, you're putting this chip in him to hopefully gain access to other systems and other doors that this other person could unlock. But it wasn't, he didn't do it right away.
I totally get that.
He was overwritten with a new objective.
Right.
And it wasn't until the end where he's just like, oh, this doesn't meet my new objective. What's your main primary objective? It's for the betterment of the company, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, oh, that's not supposed to be your objective.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I don't know. That part felt, kind of off to me. That whole, I don't know, setup. But then again, this whole movie felt off to me. It just didn't feel right. Like they just didn't explain things the way that it should have been explained. I get why they had so many face huggers for the shock value, and it had to be an obstacle, but I'm still hung up on where the hell did they all come from? Where did they get them? If they had them, why did they need the other fucking alien?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I don't have an answer for that. And without going back and rewatching all the movies,
no,
which I could at any point, but I digress. It's one of those things you either have to accept or just toss away the movie. Who knows? But my whole thing is, I'm a big fan of Alien vs. Predator. So I'm all about it. It's like, hey, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's bring back Alien vs. Predator. Let's get it going. Like,
yeah,
I want more. I want an Alien vs. Predator 3.
Even in those movies, they get kind of out there,
Yeah.
But
I'm down for it.
It's all special effects and eye candy kind of thing, which I get it. I enjoyed, I think, the second one of those more than the first one.
Yeah.
But still, even then, it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. Now we've got those aliens on Earth. What part of the timeline is this happening again? Wait a minute. Because it's like, if you try to watch it all as, one cohesive, like, universe that these creatures are in, none of it really makes sense. Like, the timelines are way off. And then, because Ripley's story, where we're introduced to her in the first movie, that's way out there, like, way in the future. But Alien versus Predator happens more in our modern time setting and everything. So the government obviously knew about these things, especially in the second film of Alien versus Predator. But
and in Predator.
Yet, during Ripley's time, nobody knew anything about these things. They were on Earth, for crying out fucking loud.
Apparently, they were kept secret under lock and key.
Yeah, I don't know. And then
it is what it is.
The whole Predator movie that the last one, not the last one, the one before the last one they did, where they had the one guy, with the kid with autism, and it had the two different types of predators in it, and it had what was her name, Olivia Munn in it, I think. That one's called like
Predators.
No, Predators is the one where they're on the alien world, where they took people and dropped them on this like hunting range or whatever. So yeah, that timeline is all over the place, and there's so many plot holes with everything, and that sort of thing really sticks with me. Like, there's certain, it's like a roadblock. It's like, oh, whoa, where did that come from? How did you get to that point? I'm just supposed to accept it, I guess. I don't know. But I will tell you, the last Predator movie that they made, Prey.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed.
Oh, it's just called Predators.
So I guess you'll have to look up, because there's one that's called Predators where they've got, they drop them on the alien planet or whatever. But the other one happens on Earth.
Yeah.
There's two different types of predators now. You've got the ones that we're used to seeing, and then the really tall ones.
Yeah.
Like the super predators or whatever. Yep. So, but yeah.
Which I thought that was a fun little tidbit.
Yeah. And they talk about both of those species in both of those movies. But, it's that's I'm getting way off topic there. No, but the last one called Prey, where
Mm-hmm.
it had the Native Americans and stuff like that
Yeah.
one. I really enjoyed that one. I thought that one was really well done.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, I think we need a samurai one.
Yeah, a lot of
You
people
know?
are saying that.
Yeah. I agree with them, and it's like, yes, do it. Do it. uh but
So
anyway,
what about prehistoric Earth? Like time of dinosaurs. Like
mm-hmm.
you've seen the Queen Alien T-Rex fan artwork out there, right? Where they've mashed up a T-Rex and the Queen Alien. Could you
I
imagine?
I don't believe I have seen it, but
That's crazy. Look that up. That looks badass.
yeah.
That's crazy to think about, you know. But no. Yeah, a lot of people have said, you know, they'd like to see one a Predator story with ancient feudal Japan, one in the Wild West, you know, a
Mhm.
Western style. Uh,
Honestly, to me, the Western uh already feels like we had something similar, just not a Predator. What was it? Just aliens? Aliens in the West, or
I mean, there was a movie called Cowboys and Aliens,
cowboys and aliens? So
but
it
that's a different alien.
right. So it already feels like that has been done. I wouldn't even bother with a Western type
Oh
one.
no, I disagree. I'd definitely like to see that because that's crazy, you know. Could you imagine uh like a face hugger attaching itself to some poor cowboy's horse or whatever and getting like the horse alien? That's wild.
That would be pretty cool.
That's crazy.
Didn't that already happen in some movie?
Well, it
Wasn't
was
there a movie?
Alien 3, so it attached itself to a dog, so there was a dog
Yeah,
alien. So
yeah.
he was kind of smaller, more compact, a little bit more agile. So, but yeah, that's canon. So that's if a face hugger attaches to different animals or other creatures, they take on attributes of those types of creatures. And the first heavy exposure to that we really get to see is in the old Kenner toy line for aliens because they came up with a plethora of there was a gorilla alien, there was a scorpion alien, there was a rhino alien, a bull alien, a mantis alien, a panther alien. There's all kinds of possibilities out there. So they really had more of like that animal's
Mhm.
attribute to them. Like the rhino alien literally had the big horns on its head like a
Nice.
rhino would, but it was a xenomorph. So
I
hey
wouldn't
from
mind that.
Arkansas.
I do not know what that is. Oh, yeah, okay.
I don't know, pig, chicken, and farmers
Big
I guess
chicken farmers.
Arkansas. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's rate it.
I mean, obviously you liked it. Here's where we're gonna split because usually we're right in the same kind of wheelhouse for this. But it's visually an interesting movie. So visually speaking, I would rate it kind of high, but I can't get past the story and those plot holes. So I'm giving it a 2. I just really didn't enjoy this one.
Fair enough. I'm gonna go 4 on this. Um, yeah, 3.5 to 4 because I actually really liked it, and as considering I have every other movie, we bought the box set. I'm like thinking to myself, like, okay, we need to buy this movie now because it's 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 just something we do because we have all the others. Why not?
Right. Right. Add to the collection.
Yeah. So let's see. Oh, I was matching his symbol for San Francisco with symbol for Arkansas.
Oh, okay. I
And
don't even know
then
what the San Francisco symbols were. What they just look like boxes. I can't tell what those are.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know what those are either. I just may tell you. Nice. Yep, fair enough. Let's see, does it change anything? Nope.
Did you get your popcorn and your Raisinets?
Right?
That reminded me of, I didn't tell you about the snack that I saw that I forgot. It wasn't the moon pies. Let me rewind here. Go back to the beginning of the show. Right. Microwavable pork rinds.
What?
Yes, that's a thing. And I'd had them as a kid. Like it's like in a thing like popcorn, like the little bag, and you put it in the microwave and they pop. And you open the bag and it's pork rinds.
What on earth?
I'm gonna pick up a bag, and next box I send you, that's gonna be in there.
Oh boy. Oh, he says mine looks like the Golden Gate Bridge. It may have a higher resolution set in images. Okay.
Huh.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no. To me, it just looks like a red box with a blue line under it. So I don't know. I can't tell what that is.
Yeah.
I don't have my extra eyeballs on.
I can sort of see it now. Okay. Yeah, I see it. It is a Golden Gate Bridge, but
makes a little more sense.
Yeah, that it does. Okay.
All right.
So you rated it. I rated it. What's the movies for next week?
I've got nothing. I mean, I could suggest something, but if you've got something good, let's hear it, because mine isn't going to be that great.
Let's see if we can find something.
I mean, if you're going to hunt and peck.
Well, I know I've been wanting to watch Abigail, but I don't know if it's available anywhere else yet.
So I too want to watch that, and I have ways of getting around the whole limited streaming thing. So if you want to pick it.
All right. So we're okay. Abigail and Longlegs. Let's see. Where is Longlegs? I think Longlegs is on.
What is that? You're gonna have to tell me what Longlegs is. I've never heard of this.
Okay, so Longlegs, in pursuit of a serial killer, FBI agent uncovers a series of occult clues that she must solve to end this terrifying killing spree. Just came out in 2024. It's called Longlegs. And ironically, it also stars Nicolas Cage.
we're kind of, I think we're setting a trend here where Derry suggested let's do like the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. Let's pick a movie.
I think so.
And an actor that's in the previous movie has to be in the next one we pick.
Right.
Which I love that idea. It's that would help with picking stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Sure. It's on Prime.
What are we streaming? Okay. So Longlegs is what?
It's on Prime. But I think it's for rent. Let's see.
Okay.
Where is here's the down. Nope. Thought I just saw it like maybe on Peacock or something.
So we're going premium this week.
Premium, if you so choose. I again, I also have ways around this.
I have some suggestions, but I think I'd like to save those until Derry comes back, because I really want to see what he thinks about some of these movies. You'll just have to keep watching to find out what those are, because I am not spoiling it. Because when I found them again, I'm going, oh my God, I forgot this movie existed. So whether he enjoys them or he squirms through it, I wanna be a part of that. So Harry, I got your number. When you're back, I've got some movies for you.
Oh, don't tell him that. He's likely not to ever come back.
Oh, he'll be back.
Yeah. So we'll do this. Abigail and Long Legs.
And they're not horror movies, by the way. These are the ones we're picking this week but the ones that I found are not. So we're not a horror show only. We like our horror, but we do dip into other stuff every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so those are kind of, but still. Anyway. Oh, well. Okay, so next week, starting off the week, we have It's Frickin' Figures with Lori Calcadera. So she has her, where did it go? Path of the Pale Rider Kickstarter's coming up, launching February 1st, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
That's tomorrow.
And let's see, there is the link here. I'll go ahead and drop that here in the comments.
Yeah, we'll have her on this coming Monday. So come back, hang out with us.
Yep.
Talk toys, talk to Kickstarter with Lori.
Yep.
It'll be fun.
Where did the thing go? And there. And he says, we will be launching. Yeah. So, yeah, that's coming up soon. And we're going to be talking to her several times. What was that?
I said it starts tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, here's Pops. What up, Pops?
Yeah, let me jump in here real quick because we are launching her book tomorrow at 6 p.m. right here on the network. Okay.
Thought so.
Nice.
Wherever you catch us, Rumble or Pilled or whatever, we will be launching that campaign right here tomorrow. Love Lori. She's awesome. And it's cool that she's going to be on your show on Monday. That's cool as well. Tons of stuff going on this weekend. Zombie. Man, you got to join us for the watch party on Thursdays, bro.
What time does that usually happen?
I do it at 7 because that way we just send a raid from our Pilled channel right over to Flip City because they start at 9.
Okay.
So usual movie, it's somewhere 1:35 to 2 hours, 2:15, whatever. So I start at 7 so that we can send them a raid, at the end of our show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't join last night because I had to pull a double at work. So, but hey, as long as my Thursday night's free, I can always pop in.
It is so. I had a blast. Look, I had a blast doing it before for Brian's shows. As long as you guys do one movie that's not behind a paywall, so that we can play it on Thursday night every week, just let me know what the movie is, and we'll do the watch party. And all you people out there watching right now, Time Scales and Woody and everybody, look, we show the movie Thursday at 7. We come out and talk about it Friday at 9. Right?
That's right.
So
there you
I had
go.
a blast. It was cool having Dustin out with us. Now, we did invite Ghost Pepper to join us, and he was just like, he wanted to rip that movie to shreds from the beginning.
I can see why it would be frustrating.
I mean, it was fun. Okay, his first time we got to have him on a stream, and he's always in the chat like Woody. He's a true fan of what we do. So it was fun inviting him in the chat and hanging out. Usually we're a little quieter. If it's a good movie, you won't hear us talk at all. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, Levi and I have been out and watched movies and hardly said anything through the whole movie. But then this one, it was just like right away. It's like, oh, car's going to break down. They're going to split up. Car's going to break down. Dude's going to get in trouble. saw it coming and said it
Yeah.
before he left the house. As soon as
Yeah.
Dad said, "You guys go," I was like, "Nope, that ain't gonna work."
No.
That ain't gonna fucking work.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Whenever I tell people to watch that movie Uninvited, is to do it with a group of friends, because y'all be laughing hysterically and ripping it to shreds the whole time.
Well, that's one of my problems for horror movies anyway. When I was a kid, it's like we would go to the theater as a group, and the object was to not be scared.
Right.
The object was to be, brave and badass and crack jokes the whole movie, right? Well, now it's a habit.
Yeah.
It's
No,
just,
and
I can't not do it.
that one, my suggestion is a great one to do it, because it's obviously horrible, and it's great to pick apart like that. So
Cool. But yeah, definitely let me know ahead of time what movie that will, so I can set up the stream. But yeah, and join us, and anybody else out there, if you don't have streaming services or whatever, and you want to watch the movie with us Thursday night on Pilled, where they don't censor us and they let us play whatever we want. Pilled.net, Madness Comic Network. Go check it out. Thanks, guys. Thanks for giving me a minute. I appreciate
no problem.
No, I do appreciate you. You guys' show's freaking awesome. I love both your shows. Everything you guys are doing. Keep doing it. Looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
thank you.
You bet. Peace out.
See ya. Yeah. So
He's always fun.
yeah, he is. So yeah, join us for It's Freaking Figures. Lori Calcaterra. We're gonna have a good time talking about that, diving into her Kickstarter and what exactly her book is about. Gee, could it be? No. So yeah, it'll be fun. So come join us. We'll have lots to talk about, and then join us back next Friday for Longlegs and Abigail. Do the needful. Anything else to say?
Yeah, one last time. Go to Omega Level Comics and buy some stuff. Travis would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Remember, tell him Zombie sent you when you get something. There's the website again. He would appreciate it. I would appreciate it. Help out a small business. Get some cool toys.
Yep, for sure. I know it's hurting me. I want to go spend my money. I want to go buy several of those things. Jeez. I'll be in trouble if I ever get a paycheck.
They're very addictive.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
All right. Well, until next time, I've been Dustin, and peace out. Thunder Nerds ho.
Click on the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. Uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. Hey! New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends. Catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens day.